The internet martial arts master stood across from a living legend, his YouTube confidence radiating through every pore. Millions of views, dramatic knockouts of invisible opponents, and the unwavering belief that ancient kung fu techniques could conquer modern boxing. He thought kung fu could beat Pacquiao, but then came the lesson that would humble him in front of thousands. This is the story of when fantasy collided with reality, and the internet discovered why some battles should never be fought. His name was DKU. His videos racked up millions of views. People captivated by the theatrical displays, the confidence, the mystique of ancient techniques presented with modern production value. Pacquiao, for his part, remained humble and respectful. "I'm doing this for charity," he said simply, "and to show young people the importance of hard work and proper training." The opening bell rang, and immediately the audience sensed something was wrong. Not with Pacquiao. He looked relaxed, patient, almost bored. The problem was DKU, who suddenly resembled every person who'd ever talked tough at a gym before their first sparring session. The Kung Fu master circled cautiously, throwing tentative jabs that barely traveled halfway to their target. All that YouTube confidence had evaporated the moment he realized Pacquiao wasn't an invisible opponent or a compliant training partner. This was a real fighter with real bad intentions, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The round was so uneventful that jokes about coffee breaks spread through the audience. DK survived, but survival isn't victory, and the look in Pacquiao's eyes suggested the legendary southpaw was simply being polite for charity's sake. Round 2 began, and Pacquiao decided playtime was over. The sharp left straight that had terrorized the best fighters in the world found its mark, snapping DK's head back with surgical precision. In that instant, you could see the Kung Fu master's entire worldview shatter.
160. He probably understood that he's got to come in heavier because of the fact that DKU was going to weigh in a higher weight.
By the end of the round, the martial arts master was clinching Pacquiao like a drowning man grabbing a life preserver, holding on for dear life just to survive. Learning experience was a generous way to describe public humiliation, but boxing has always been kind in its euphemisms. By round 3, a strange dynamic had emerged. Pacquiao fought with the casual ease of someone teaching a lesson to an overconfident student. He'd land combinations, then back off, push forward, then give space. It wasn't cruelty. It was controlled education. DK, meanwhile, had abandoned any pretense of kung fu mastery. His game plan had devolved into basic survival tactics. Clinch, run, hold, pray the round ends. All those YouTube videos of devastating combinations and mystical techniques, they'd vanished like morning mist. At 43 years old, retired from professional boxing, fighting at a pace far below his prime, Pacquiao still moved with a speed and precision that DK couldn't begin to match. The gulf between internet confidence and real skill had never been more obvious. Pacquiao began stringing combinations together.
Technique and having to stick to that, it's exhausting.
Look at that. Manny Pacquiao.
And being in shape, it's a totally different thing.
Yes.
Manny and DKU prolonging some time. And there it is, and down goes DKU.
Not with the murderous intent he'd shown against Marquez or Morales, but with enough authority to remind everyone what levels truly meant in combat sports. Round 5 began with DK trying to show energy, trying to prove he wasn't broken. It lasted approximately 15 seconds before Pacquiao reminded him why that was a terrible idea. The Filipino legend unleashed a combination that backed DK across the ring. And then it happened. Down went the Kung Fu master, not from a single devastating knockout punch. The round continued, and Pacquiao pursued with increasing aggression. Another combination sent DK stumbling. The crowd sensed a stoppage coming. The martial arts master was drowning in deep water, and the lifeguard was named Manny Pacquiao. The 6th and final round arrived, and DK came out knowing he just needed to survive 2 more minutes.
DKU's trying to be nice to Manny. Knock him out.
They did find a way to survive. Will Manny Pacquiao open himself? Now they are resting Johnson for position.
He wants to make it quick, he wants to get this done.
Now he's back moving and scored a couple of less. Manny driving DKU.
Oh my God!
DKU!
The legendary southpaw cut off the ring with the precision of a surgeon, trapping DK against the ropes. The combinations came faster now. DK's hands dropped, his legs wobbled. down he went. He survived the final minute, made it to the final bell, completed the exhibition without being stopped. The crowd appreciated his courage even as they recognized the complete skill mismatch they'd witnessed. When the final bell rang, Pacquiao raised his arms in victory while DK raised his in survival. They embraced teacher and student, legend and cautionary tale, reality and fantasy meeting in the center of the ring. But the real lesson wasn't about losing. It was about the dangerous gap between internet confidence and real skill. DK had built a following by presenting techniques that looked impressive in controlled environments. But the boxing ring is the ultimate truth teller, stripping away performance and revealing only competence or its absence. For Pacquiao, it was another day at the office. Another opponent faced, another lesson taught, another charitable cause supported. The legend returned to his political work, his legacy unchanged. For DK, the fight became a defining moment. YouTube and reality are worlds apart, and no amount of views can substitute for years of dedication in a real gym against real opponents who actually fight back. The story of DKU versus Manny Pacquiao serves as a modern parable about the dangers of confusing popularity with expertise. You can have millions of followers, impressive demonstrations, and unshakable confidence. But when you step into the ring with someone who's dedicated their life to the craft, who's been tested against the absolute best, who's earned every scar and every victory through blood and sacrifice, those followers don't throw punches for you. Kung Fu is a beautiful, ancient martial art with genuine techniques and real applications. But thinking that YouTube training and internet fame prepares you for a boxing legend, that's when you learn the hardest lesson of all. There are no shortcuts, no secrets, no mystical energy that replaces decade after decade of disciplined work. Pacquiao showed mercy that night. He could have ended it earlier, more violently. Instead, he chose to educate rather than humiliate, to teach rather than destroy. And the lesson was clear. Respect the craft, respect those who've mastered it, and understand that real fighting, whether in a ring, a cage, or anywhere else, is worlds apart from what looks good on camera. But what about the other internet sensations who've challenged real fighters? What happened when an MMA fighter faced a Kung Fu master with no rules? And speaking of Pacquiao, at 46 years old, who will he face next in what might be his final chapter? Those stories and the shocking results when traditional martial arts meet modern combat sports.